Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we're continuing with some FNaF World. So if you weren't here last time, we had made it to the 4th area. We got some pretty good characters. We got Paper Pals, Phantom Foxy, and Shadow Freddy. And so we're just going to be moving right along with our game. We made it to Lilliere Lake, which is the 4th jump. And we're just going to keep moving right along to the next area. Now, if you do remember, we were told to find a clock in the mine up to the left, and then the glitched object up there is where we're going to be going to get to the next warp. But there's one thing I want to get first. There is a secret red chest that you've probably seen around, and that chest we need for a special bite that's going to be super handy in the future. So we're just going to move right along. So yeah, this is where you would go if you just want to get to the next area, but we don't have access to it because we need to use the warp. However, there is a secret there. So yeah, here's the secret. We can go all the way around the back side of the Black Tomb Yard, which is the next area, and we can find a secret chip. We gotta go all the way around back to a secret area of the mine, which means we have to deal with the new enemies as well. Alright, so first we gotta beat the Mad Endo, and then once we do, we will unlock the really handy chip, but we're pretty strong, so there's not much you can do. I mean, Gloom is a pretty... What do you know? I must have been wrong in the previous video. You can insta-kill bosses with health bars. As you just saw, I somehow unscrewed them. But again, like the others, it's very rare. So this is one of the better chips. This is one of the chips that I've used, like, probably the best. So there's an attack called Freddles There's an attack called Freddles, which gives you a army of Freddles that are very similar to Pizza Wheel, and it's one of the better attacks. So this one basically just has Freddles always attacking. Not at such a consistency rate as the others, but pretty good itself. So we're going to warp back over, and we're going to go over to the mine so we can find the clock. So yeah, as you can see, the Freddles are just going to be attacking now, which is another way of attacking constantly, even if you have no, like, are waiting for a new attack. So we got to get over here, and we're going to go into the mine and find the clock. And the red chests that seem to be impossible to get, I'll explain how to get those later. And if I remember correctly, this part where we're going, it has this very important thing we're going to reach. Something that's going to be very handy. So you're going to want to pay attention to this area because there is a secret right there. But what it does is it unlocks a secret ending that we're going to need to do after we get a key that we earn later on in the game. So if I remember correctly, this next part is very important. Alright, this chip we're about to get is incredibly important, if I remember correctly. Nope, wrong one. But that's nice, have an extra endless drake. No, I think it's this one. I know one of the chips nearby is very important, and I think it might be that. Nope, new character time. Phantom Marionette. This is a better version of Foxy. It's Foxy's time, he has to leave. Not only does Phantom Marionette have Jump Scare and Hot Cheese, but they also have Mystery Box. But it's basically just a stronger version of regular Foxy. So I guess we're going to have to replace him if I remember correctly. Yeah, Jump Scare Hot Cheese 2, which is a stronger version of Hot Cheese, and Mystery Box 2, which I've already established from the part when we got Paper Pals. So this is just a generally better Foxy because it has Hot Cheese 2, which is very, very handy. So I might be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure this is the chip we want. And we are just decimating these bosses now. We're doing so much better. Yeah, I was wrong, but we'll get Endless Defense. There is a chip that we're gonna need, but I think first we need to find we're gonna find the clock first, and then we're gonna head on out to the glitch, and then we'll be able to find the thing that I was hoping we would get here. The 4th clock. Here we go. So again, you may realize what it is, but I'm gonna have to reveal that once we get the 5th and final one. Alright, so now we need to go to this glitched object, which will take us to the next area. So again, if you remember, we're traveling underneath the source code to get around, and there are glitched objects in the glitched objects that we can take that will take us farther down, which will then let us reach to areas we weren't normally able to access before. That's not where we want to go. And if I remember correctly, there is a glitched object that we need to take from down here. Yeah, here we are. So now we take this glitched object. And if you remember, I said that there is one more we can go down before we're in danger. So now we just take this one, and this should take us to where we need to reach. Yep, here we are. So we're going to push this button, and now we have a 5th jump. So let's have our chat with Fredbear again. So yeah, now he's telling us, like, to just be careful because there's going to be a lot of fake objects that we're going to be using. And he's hinting toward to the true threat of the game again. And here he's hinting how to access the Pinwheel Circus, which is that area we saw last time where I got that UFO guy we have. So we're going to want to get down there because then that'll help us progress to the end of the game. Alright, this is probably the most handy chip in the game, but first we're going to have to beat up Mad Endo, but it shouldn't be too hard because we're pretty overpowered. And there we go. He's done. So this chip, again, it is one of the best. It's going to be very versatile for getting some of the final characters. The Fine Characters chip, which, if you don't know, it increases your luck of you finding a new character after a battle. So essentially, we're going to be getting new characters left and right. Which is, again, very, very handy, which hopefully we'll see for a little bit, at the very most. And there you go, first character we're getting, Endo 01. Endo 01 is very good for the time being. There's a better version of him, Endo 02, but for right now, having Endo 01 is not bad at all. We're gonna want him very badly. So yeah, Endo 01, he has Power Song and Armor Song, which are just buffs, like Birthday, but they last longer. And then Endo Army, which is a very, very versatile attack. Now, I'm going so far as to say that we're going to replace Toy Chica. Freddy is still, Pizza Wheel is still good, and Birthday is still nice, but we don't really need Cupcakes anymore. They're going to be stronger healing options in the future, but once we get to the end, healing is not really needed because everyone does, all the final bosses do insta-kill moves. So yeah, let's see if we can try out Endo. So yeah, Endo Army will summon 3 little Endos who all shoot, which is very, very useful. It's better if there's more enemies because then they will shoot at the respective area. So this one will shoot toward the bottom one, which is useful to hit everyone at once. Alright, so now we need to take this glitched object right here. So again, we're traveling underneath everything. Here's a glitched object that we can take. So same as usual, but now that we have more free reign to look around down here, rather than it just being a straight path to back up. Because, if I'm not mistaken, there should be something down here that we can access. Yeah, this glitched object. Now we are 3 sub-tunnels deep, which means we are still safe, but we need to be careful because any farther down and we would be trapped forever, which is what Fredbear told us. So as you can see, the game is slowly like getting weaker and weaker. Like you can see that we're like getting slower and slower and the movements aren't as fluid because we're so deep into the code, which I think is just a fun detail. So here's our way back up. So now we just need to keep traveling higher and higher back up, and then we'll reach our destination that we need. Alright, so if I'm not mistaken, this should, and I'm pretty sure it will, but it should take us... Yep. And now we have our final jump. While we're here... Nope, we don't have enough money, but we're going to buy that Expo. That's going to be very handy for the final boss. So now we just need to keep moving along. So yeah, these enemies are... Now we get to the part where the enemies get really tough. Alright, so now he's warning us of the fun house, which is the next area, and he warns us of a giant bear and a giant pig, which are the next parts that we need to beat, the next bosses, and then the rest of the area is going to be full of, like, looping areas and fake walls that we need to keep in mind to reach the end of the game. And the glitched Fredbear tells us about getting the final clock, and just tells you to be wary of the looming threat that we'll discover later on. So if I remember correctly, there is one more secret we can get before we fight that boss, and then we're probably going to be wrapping it up. Oh, new character time, let's go. Marionette. So, Marionette, honestly, at this point in the game, not that great. Like, yes, it's cool, but all of Marionette's attacks we already have. Either we already have, or are just downgraded versions of what we already have. So yeah, Prize Ball 2 we already have, Mystery Box is just an inferior version of what we already have, and then Shadow Fred's Escape Key. So, Marionette, while they're cool, are going to be the first character we're just going to have to ignore. And now that we have so good characters, some of the characters like Withered Freddy, for example, we're going to have to just like completely ignore them because there's no point to using them. Just because there are stronger options. But now we're reaching another one of those red chests. But first we got to beat another Mad Endo again. And there we go, Curse Status. If I remember correctly, that gives our enemies Curse. Like it gives them debuffs. Oh, another new character, let's go. Withered Foxy. So, Withered Foxy's basically whole thing is that he has Hot Cheese 2, and I think Rainy Day 2, which is a stronger version of Rainy Day. That might be useful. If so, we're going to keep him. If not, we're just going to have to ignore him like with Marionette. Yeah, he just has regular Rainy Day, but so we don't really need him because, again, we have all his attacks or stronger. But I feel like that's just a perfect time to stop for today. Again, thank you for watching. Please do me a favor, share my content. It's the best thing you can do for me, and I will see you all next time.